Imagine an electric luxury crossover with 650 PS, 790 Nm of torque, a 264 km/h top speed, and a drift mode. This is not a concept anymore. This is the Genesis GV60 Magma. 2. Introduction. Genesis has spent years establishing itself as a serious luxury car brand. But the GV60 Magma represents something completely different. It is the first production model from Genesis Magma Performance Program, created to combine luxury with serious driving performance. Genesis officially launched the GV60 Magma in South Korea in January 2026. And this isn't simply a normal GV60 with more power. Genesis has changed the motors, suspension, brakes, wheels, tires, aerodynamics, software and interior. The result is a performance EV designed to compete with much more established European performance machines. So let's see what makes the GV60 Magma special. 3. Exterior design. The first thing you'll notice is the stance. The GV60 Magma is wider and lower looking than the standard GV60, giving it a much more aggressive road presence. Genesis uses Magma Orange as one of the signature colors, while the body receives performance-specific aerodynamic components. At the front are larger aerodynamic elements and canards, which help manage airflow and reduce aerodynamic lift. Move toward the sides and you'll find wider fender treatments designed around the larger wheels and tires. The rear receives a distinctive winglet-style spoiler, developed to provide additional high-speed stability. And then there are the wheels. The GV60 Magma uses 21-inch forged wheels wrapped in 275 35ths R21 tires. They're not simply there for appearance. The forged construction helps reduce unsprung weight, while the wheel design also helps with brake cooling. The dimensions are substantial for a compact performance crossover. 4,635 mm long, 1,940 mm wide and 1,560 mm high, with a 2,900 mm wheelbase. Genesis. The overall design follows Genesis' idea of subtle, untapped power. It doesn't need enormous wings or exaggerated styling to tell you it's fast. 4. Interior. Inside, Genesis takes a different approach from many traditional performance cars. The cabin remains luxurious, but the Magma version adds a stronger sporting character. The highlight is the pair of 10-way power bucket seats, finished in a premium suede-like material and designed to provide stronger support during aggressive driving. You also get distinctive double diamond stitching, available in Magma Orange or Ash White. The steering wheel gets a dedicated Magma button, while metal pedals add another performance touch. One of the most impressive technology features is the large 27-inch integrated OLED display, which combines the instrument cluster and navigation functions. When Magma mode is activated, the instrument display changes to a performance-focused layout that puts important driving information directly in front of the driver. And despite its performance mission, the GV60 remains a 5-seat crossover. That gives it an advantage over many traditional sports cars. 5. Technology. The GV60 Magma is as much a software story as a hardware story. The car uses sophisticated electronic control systems to manage its dual electric motors, suspension and chassis. One of the most interesting features is the Magma-specific drive mode system. Genesis provides different personalities, including GT mode, Sprint mode and My mode. GT mode is designed around high-speed stability and refinement. Sprint mode focuses on maximum performance and more aggressive handling. And My mode allows the driver to personalize the vehicle's behavior. In simple terms, the car can vary how much driving force is delivered to individual wheels, helping the vehicle rotate more naturally through corners. And yes, Genesis has even developed a drift mode. That tells you this isn't supposed to be just another fast luxury EV. 6. Engine and performance. Of course, there is no traditional engine here. The GV60 Magma uses 2 electric motors and all-wheel drive. Normal maximum output is rated at 448 kilowatts, equivalent to roughly 609 PS, with 740 Nm of torque. Activate boost mode and those numbers increase to 478 kilowatts, or 650 PS, and 790 Nm. Genesis Newsroom. Boost mode operates for approximately 15 seconds, giving the car an additional burst of performance. The result: 0 to 100 km per hour in just 3.4 seconds. 0 to 200 km per hour in 10.9 seconds. And a top speed of 264 km per hour. Genesis Newsroom. That's serious performance. The battery is an 84 kWh lithium-ion unit. Genesis also says the vehicle can charge from 10 to 80% in approximately 18 minutes using ultra-fast charging. The exact range depends on market and certification cycle. For example, Korean certification lists 346 km on a full charge, while Genesis European material lists a different WLTP figure. So don't compare those numbers directly without considering the testing standard. 7. Driving experience. This is where the GV60 Magma becomes really interesting. Genesis didn't simply increase motor output. The suspension geometry has been reworked. The vehicle uses electronically controlled suspension, along with an end-of-travel control system designed to balance body control and ride comfort. There is also a hydraulic G-bushing system designed to absorb vibration while maintaining responsive handling. And the braking system receives major upgrades. Up front are large brakes with monoblock calipers, while the rear brakes use high-friction materials. Then there's the electronic torque vectoring. Instead of simply sending maximum power everywhere, the system constantly works to make the vehicle's movements more predictable. Genesis says the chassis was developed around 4 key ideas: easy to control, fast and stable, precise, and selectable sportiness. That's important, because a good performance car isn't just about being fast. It's about making the driver feel in control. 8. Safety. As a modern Genesis, the GV60 Magma benefits from the brand's broader driver assistance and safety technology. The standard GV60 family includes systems such as forward collision avoidance, lane-related assistance, blind spot monitoring and other electronic driver aids, with exact equipment depending on market and trim. But the Magma's most important safety advantage at high speed is arguably its chassis engineering. Large brakes, performance tires, controlled suspension and sophisticated torque management all contribute to keeping the vehicle stable when performance demands increase. Still, electronic assistance doesn't change the laws of physics. 650 PS in a compact EV requires respect. 9. Reliability and ownership. Because the GV60 Magma is new, there isn't yet a long-term reliability record comparable with established Genesis models. And that's something potential buyers should remember. The electric powertrain eliminates many traditional engine components, which can reduce some routine mechanical maintenance. But the Magma introduces expensive performance hardware. Larger brakes, specialized tires, performance suspension, advanced electric motors, and a sophisticated high-voltage battery system. Aggressive driving can also increase tire and brake wear. Warranty coverage, pricing and service details can vary significantly by country, so buyers should check the local Genesis program rather than assuming that another market's terms apply. 10. Competitor comparison. The GV60 Magma enters a competitive performance EV market. The Porsche Macan Turbo Electric offers premium construction and strong electric performance. The Audi SQ6 e-tron combines performance with practicality and Audi's established luxury technology. BMW's high-performance electric SUVs offer another alternative for buyers who want a more traditional German performance experience. But Genesis has an interesting advantage. The GV60 Magma doesn't try to copy them exactly. It combines luxury, compact dimensions, dramatic styling and aggressive chassis technology with a personality that includes features like Drift Mode. That makes the GV60 Magma one of the more unusual choices in the performance EV segment. 11. Pros and cons. Checkmark pros. 650 PS in boost mode. 790 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 km per hour in 3.4 seconds. 264 km per hour top speed. Advanced torque vectoring. Drift mode. Electronically controlled performance suspension. 21-inch forged wheels. 84 kWh battery. 10 to 80% charging in about 18 minutes. Luxury-focused interior. 5-seat practicality. Cross-mark cons. Heavy at approximately 2,250 kg in Genesis published specification. Range is not class-leading on every certification cycle. Performance tires and brakes can be expensive to replace. Long-term reliability data is still limited. Availability and specifications vary by market. It won't have the lightweight feel of a traditional sports car. 12. Buying advice. Who should buy the GV60 Magma? If you want a luxury EV that can behave like a serious performance machine, this is one of the most interesting options available. It's especially attractive if you want something more distinctive than the usual German luxury performance SUV. But if maximum range is your number one priority, there are other EVs that may make more sense. And if you want the purest possible sports car experience, a lightweight gasoline performance car will still offer a different kind of driving emotion. The GV60 Magma is for someone who wants both worlds. Luxury and practicality during the week. And serious performance when the road opens up. 13. Final verdict. The Genesis GV60 Magma is important because it proves Genesis isn't interested in being just another luxury EV manufacturer. This is the company's first production high-performance model. And Genesis has attacked the problem from every direction. 650 PS. 790 Nm. 3.4 seconds to 100 km per hour. 264 km per hour. Torque vectoring. Drift mode. Performance suspension. 21-inch forged wheels. But perhaps the most impressive part isn't any single number. It's the philosophy. Genesis is trying to create a performance car that is not only brutally quick, but also comfortable, refined and usable every day. That combination could make the GV60 Magma one of the most interesting performance EVs of this new generation. It may not be the loudest car in the room. But when the accelerator hits the floor, it has something serious to say. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe for more future cars, performance EVs and luxury automotive content. And tell me in the comments, would you choose the GV60 Magma over a Porsche Macan Turbo Electric?